Hi, hello everyone. I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota, and I'm here to bring you an online paper crafting class live. I've missed you all. It's been too long. There were a couple weeks where I was traveling, and so I did pre-recorded videos, and then last week, after coming back from traveling, I think I caught something on the plane, and I was just not feeling myself last week. So we missed a video completely. Like I didn't even have anything pre-recorded, but I was going to share the project that I'm going to share with you today. And actually the timing for it is better today because tomorrow some of the pieces in this suite are on sale. So here we go. It's called the Santa Express Wrapped Accordion Fold Card. And this is what it looks like. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. So it opens like a regular card, right? But then this piece here comes out. And who wouldn't want a card with tons of presents on the inside, right? So we're going to be making this card today, and then I'll show you the first version that I made that actually takes a little bit longer in that I did some coloring with blends markers to do the train and the, I don't know, the train car. So I should know what that's called. My dad loves trains. We'll just call it a car. All right, anyways, so let's begin by first saying hello to all of you and a big welcome back to all of you who are returning after me being gone for so long. I appreciate your loyalty in being able to come and join me again on a Wednesday. It's so exciting. And a big welcome to you if you are new. Again, Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. So you'll want to visit my blog at some point because once you stay connected with that too, you can get notices of updates and specials and other projects that I share because it's not just once a week that I share. Also, a big welcome back to Trisha Josephs on YouTube. She's my moderator and she's there to help guide us and help us give us information, answer our questions and that sort of thing. Her name stands out. She has a little wrench symbol next to her name. So yay, Trisha, thank you for being here. And then also on Facebook, we have Lisa Marshall. So welcome, Lisa. Yay, she's there to do the same thing that Trisha does. Her name does not stand out. There's no little symbol next to her name, but she is there trying to read everybody's comments and help us out along the way. Let's see here. It's Wednesday, November 30th. I forgot to tell you the date. It's 11 a.m. Central Time. And again, for those of you that are new, I do this every week. And so next week and the following week and the following week, most every Wednesdays, I am live at 11 a.m. Central Time. Let's go over to the computer. I'm going to pull up the screen here. And we are going to, oops, I have to add that in there. There's bound to be some kind of technical difficulty, right? I'm adding that in. Here it is. Okay, you guys didn't know what happened there. But this is the PDF that you will be able to access on my blog post. So when this video is done, usually about half hour later or 15 minutes later, it shows up in a blog post. And if you're on YouTube, you can see the actual link for that blog post that will go live at 12:15 p.m. Central Time. So the video will be there, this PDF will be there, photos of the cards or project that I show, measurements, and then a list of supplies that I used, a visual list of supplies. But for now, if you want to and you're in a hurry, you can just do a screenshot of this. My head is in the way. Hang on. Let's just, there we go. Do a screenshot. Or you can go ahead and wait, and at 12:15 you'll be able to download this, print it off. It does have a couple of photos that you'll also see on the blog. Kind of gives you a reference for that project, gives you the title, the date, measurements, and supplies. Now, the measurements aren't always that easy just from the PDF. Sometimes you have to watch the video with it. So, and in this case you will, because there's some little tweaks that we have to do for the Santa Express Designer paper. You can take a peek at all of those supplies. The ones that are listed towards the end are supplies that are needed for the second card. So after the gift card, there's Evening Evergreen, Mint Macaron, Petal Pink, all of that. Those are for the second version of the card. And I do want to point out that I'm using the Santa Express suite, and it is really cool. If you have not seen this suite yet. I don't know why it took me so long, but I've had this sitting here for a while. And well, this card, actually, the first one, I created a month ago, I think, and I was so excited to share it, and then I just couldn't until today. But you have lots of things in this fantastic suite. First of all, you've got these beautiful sample ideas. These are on pages 16 and 17 and 18 of the current and outgoing July through December mini catalog. So the Santa Express, and if you see an R next to something, that means it's retiring. So this whole suite obviously is retiring because there's parts and pieces that would be retiring. So every suite in the catalog you'll see retire, even if there are pieces that are staying. Now this particular suite, everything's leaving, and I'm so sad because it's an awesome suite. You've got these adorable little images in here. You've got Santa in a train, a little penguin, and just some, I don't know, cute words and images. Some dies that match, obviously. Embossing folders, a couple embossing folders that fit into the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. By the way, there will be a new version of the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine coming up in January. Hopefully it will be available in January. Right now there's a delay because, you know, COVID just delays a bunch of stuff for us. But there's a new version that you'll be able to get if you get the starter kit. If you do not want to become a demonstrator, then you'll just have to envy all of us that are demonstrators or that are getting the starter kit, because there's going to be a boho blue kind of version of that. Then we've got this beautiful iridescent trim. We've got these adhesive back stars that have an iridescent sheen to them. And then we've got some memories and more stuff. This is a card pack that has like different images and some fun pieces and parts that you can use on cards or pages, gift ideas. And then you've got the envelope and card pack. So you can take and add these to them and make instant, super simple cards. I plan to do some designing with those soon because I still have them. And then the paper. The paper is so cool. So we're going to play around with that paper today. Look at this too. Do you see the little notations that I put on here? So everything's retiring, and some of them are on sale starting tomorrow. So 30% off the embossing folders, 30% off the iridescent trim and the adhesive back stars. And then you've got 40% off the designer paper, and you've got 50% off the memories and more card pack. So tomorrow there's going to be what we call the last chance. Well, the last chance list has come out, but and you can go to my blog and go to any blog post and you can scroll down and see and have access to that last chance list. But the discounts on the products aren't going to kick in until December 1st. And can you believe it? That's tomorrow already, you guys. Okay, so let's look at the beautiful papers. I love them. They're so fun. And I love that we have different skin tones on them. Oops, I still have that on there. Hang on. There we go. I love that there's different skin tones on the Santa and Santa's wife there. You know, it's great. Multicultural. Gotta love it. I'm going to zoom out a bit here too so you can see better. And then we've got trees. And oh, they're so icy and pretty. And then we've got Santa in his engine. That's what it's called, right? The train engine. And then we've got little scenes here that you can cut into strips, maybe add to a scrapbook page or something. We have got these really cool train cars. It's probably the caboose because I don't see a little ending here. So it's probably the engine and caboose, like that's all the train is, just two, right? Oh, the card pack is no longer available. Karen says it's already sold out. Oh my gosh, seriously? Well, there you go. Okay. And the red and green envelopes, well, there you okay, I guess I don't need to design with those products anymore because at least in the US, I'm guessing. Oops, look I did that again, you guys. I click on stuff accidentally. Sorry, I'm scrolling through comments here. Anything else I missed? So the memories and more cards and envelopes in the card pack are gone in the US or North America. I'm so sad. Oh, bummer. And then we've got this fun paper, which is the one we're going to use on the card. Then there's the B side. So let me flip these all over. The B side, basically a little more subtle, not as loud of designs, although this ho 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 is pretty fun, right? But great for something, just a little strip of designer paper. We got colors that coordinate: Bermuda Bay, Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, Evening Evergreen, Granny Apple Green, Mint Macaron, Petal Pink, Poppy Parade, Sahara Sand, and Shaded Spruce. So let me bring this one out because we're going to use that one. Flip all this to the back. This is the stamp set, and these are the dies. So you can see we've got lots of frame type dies that go around all those images. We've got a fun little wreath that's detailed, and we have this little train track here. We've also got, a bow. But the rest of them, I think, all die cut stuff. Yeah, yep, they die cut. And do you see this here? This little guy? We've actually got 2 of them. Oh, and there's 2 of the signs also, and 2 of the penguins. Wow. So then you can stamp a couple times and die cut just once to get all of those fun little images out. So you don't have to, it goes quicker that way. So we're going to keep this one, and then these little cloud puffy things, the smokestack stuff, out. We'll need those. And I've already got the stamp images that I want out from here. Now, if I was doing the first version of this card, I would be stamping these 2 guys too. And I also used the Santa Claus is Coming to Town. But for the quicker version of the card, we're just going to use, this one, the Ho 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 and the Merry Christmas today. And then the embossing folders. I used one of these embossing folders on one card and one on the other. So one you have more like a in the city or neighborhood kind of scene, and then the other one is out in the cold tundra. Okay? All right. Whatever is there when I go to the site tomorrow for the sale will not be good. I know, right? Well, they announce it early, and then if you're waiting for the sale, so yeah, you might as well not wait for the sale. Just go in and get it. Okay, we're going to need some cardstock, and I've already pre-cut everything except for the white. I'm going to trim up a little bit. So if we look at this original card again, you can see that I've got a white layer here, basic white, but I've also got a basic white layer on the end. This white layer though is tucked in. It's a little bit shorter because it has to be tucked into this fold. This is called an accordion, and because this part on the outside wraps around, it's called a wrapped accordion fold. So for the white, they're both cut right now at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is the perfect size for our medium size envelopes, right? That's the typical size card that we do. But our second one, we're going to cut even shorter. So instead of 4 1/4 inches, and now I'm going to zoom in just a tad here, 4 1/4 inches, we're going to go to 4 1/8, but even further, we're going to go to 4 1/16. Can you see that up there? Yeah. So we're going to cut it there, and that way it will definitely stay within the card. This one's just a little bit larger. We'll have to remember to use that one on the front. Then we've got some Poppy Parade layers. Those 2 are both the same, and those are going to go on the front and back of our bigger piece. Okay. And then we've got this one, which is just 3 inches deep. Now you could make it deeper if you want to. It doesn't matter. I just cut it. The reason why I cut it that way, I should explain this, is because when you're cutting your cardstock that's 8 1/2 by 11, and I'm just going to grab a sheet really quick here. I'll just grab any color, maybe my favorite color. When you're cutting these pieces, you can cut them in this direction and get all of them from, oh, that's way too close, Rachel. Wow. There we go. You can get them from in this direction, all from one side. Okay, so this is 4, 4, and 3 inches wide. That's why I did it that way. It's just a cardstock saving thing. And then you've got your front layers of your card. Obviously, we need to make our scene. All right, so what do we do with the designer paper? Should I start with that? No, you know what? I'm not going to start with the designer paper. I'm going to start with making the elements, and then we're going to put it together by cutting that designer paper towards the end. I'll make you wait. Okay, so we know that these layers are going to go on the front and back of this white. Okay, and then we need to emboss this one. So this one needs to get worked on. And then those two are just, okay, so we need to emboss this, and we need to punch and die cut from this. We also need to die cut from that designer paper that had the engine and the caboose. So we're going to die cut a Santa and one of these fun little guys. You could do one with mostly presents, or you can do one with a little reindeer in the back. Let's grab our machine, and we're going to set it all up so we can die cut all of these at once. So on our machine, we've got our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This is our big machine. Remember I said something about the mini machine? We have two of them, but this one is the one that will fit all the dies that we carry. The mini machine is great for traveling. It's great for when you want to have just something handy on your desk, because it's smaller and it stores better. So let's go ahead and set this up. We've got the platform, number 1, the die adapter, number 2. We've got a cutting plate, number 3. And then we're going to, and I'm just going to cut it out so we have lots of room here. We're going to cut out this caboose, and we're going to cut out this engine. So sticky notes come in handy. We're going to grab a pad of those and line up our die. Can you guys see? Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. We're going to line up our die, and with our dies, they go right to the edge of the image. So you'll want to keep that in mind, that that's the way the Stampin' Up! Dies are set up. They go right to the edge of the image. So you don't want to see anything peeking out on the outer edges. And we'll just put that right across that. Now we can shift it if we want to. And let's do the next one. Same thing, checking to make sure that we don't have any of the image showing on the outside edges, like any of that petal pink color, okay? Hopefully I get it close enough. And then we need just a little bit of this white, just a tiny bit, and we'll set it right here, and we'll do the smoke, little puffs of smoke that come out the top. Then we use our second cutting mat, and we put that right over the top. Line up everything, make sure that the sides look good. Oops, my die shifted. Did you guys see that? Oh, that would have been sad. Make sure that it's all lined up, then sticky note it down. It might be off a little bit, you guys, because I don't want to take up too much of your time today. I like to craft efficiently. Okay, now we're going to crank it through, and the rollers inside are pressing all of those dies and the blades against the paper to cut it. All right, so there. We've got our little puffs of smoke. We'll set those over here. And then we've got, oh, that worked out well. We've got our Santa and our reindeer cut out, ready to put onto our card. We need that extra white because we're going to also punch out a couple clouds. So let's do that. And because our stamps are photopolymer, which means they're clear, they're see-through, we can do the stamping afterwards. So we're going to use the cloud punch, which is a little dirty. Sorry about that. We're going to use this cloud punch, and we're opening it up. There's a little button on the bottom that you just bring open like that. And we're going to punch out a couple clouds. Yeah, I knew I had to trim that. There we go. Punch out another cloud. Now on the second cloud, we're going to take, and I punched it this way, right? I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to insert it into my punch again. And it's almost making it look kind of like ice cream. Well, you could do ice cream. You could do all kinds of things, but I'm going to just make a different kind of cloud or smoke shape here by rearranging this inside my punch. And I might have to do a little bit of trimming with my scissors just to round out any sharper points or whatever. That looks good. So there's my mini puff of smoke and there's my big puff of smoke. And we can move these out of the way. So if we were doing the original card that I made, you would be stamping the two pieces of the train, die cutting them out, coloring them with blends markers. These are the blends markers I used on the first card because my colors that I layered on the front of the card were done with these two instead of these two. So I did mint macaron onto the evening evergreen instead of granny apple green onto the basic black. And that's why I brought in these colors of markers. So I used evening evergreen. Oh gosh, they're all mixed up in here. I used soft succulent because that's kind of a version of evening evergreen, like a lighter version. I also used the mint macaron. I think I used that on the Santa's glove or gloves. I don't know if he has two or one in the image. Oh, he has two. And I used Poppy Parade. And then I used for skin colors those medium light, medium dark, dark light. We have blends markers that are skin tone markers. And I believed I used one from the medium and the medium light. So this one here comes from the medium and this one from the medium light. It's number 600 and this is 800. So in case you were wondering. Alrighty, now we can stamp on these. So we're going to bring in the Tuxedo Memento ink. This is one of those cards that you would give to a kiddo or someone who really loves presents, right? And yeah, and hopefully then you give them a present too. But I made my first one without adding a gift card. And the second one that I'm sharing with you today has a little area for a pocket for a gift card. Let's see here. Oh, I liked it this way better. So do the ho, ho, ho. So there is the stamping. Quick and easy. We just stamped our art out. Move the dies out of the way. Don't want to lose them. Because I have been known for losing things on my table. Right? All right. So next, we can assemble. Oh, wait. We have one more thing. We have to use our machine one more time because we're going to do some embossing. So I need to bring back those folders. Here they are. And we did the cityscape on one. Sorry about that. The cityscape, or the houses, I should say, the neighborhood on one, and this one on the other. We'll just keep this one the same, and we'll do this one again. Now, when you do a regular embossing folder, these are not the 3D, these are just the regular. We need to take away the die adapting plates. So we're taking away number 2. Hang on a minute. Sorry, I'm going to put these stamps somewhere else so that don't get ink on stuff. And that will lower it a bit so that it gives us more room for our embossing folder and our paper. Now I'm going to go ahead and just set it up like this. Okay. You might see a little bit of an indentation here, and that's going to be okay on my card. To avoid that in the future, I don't have really any great tips for you except try not to emboss all the way. Try to just run it through halfway. I mean, sometimes you get that little crease. You can even use like a bone folder to try to get rid of it. I've heard of people putting things in between, wax paper, that sort of thing. But I still tend to get a crease, and I think it's because of the tightness of the rollers in your machine. So if that really bugs you, just keep experimenting with your own machine and see if you can avoid that. So we've got our sandwich set up. It doesn't bug me though, because I like things handmade. All right, then we'll just crank it through. And notice I put the seam of the embossing folder in first. They are fun ones, Sue. Yes. All right, so then we open this up And there's our scene. And see, it's just a faint line there, just kind of showing where that embossing folder edge was. But we're going to cover that up with the train on this card. Designer paper is next. Okay, this is the fun part. And I say that with a laugh because I don't want to frustrate any of you, but I want to tell you that some designer papers that we carry line up really well for this type of card. Not all of them, but some of them. This was one that I found that lined up just as well. So when you take and cut two 5.5-inch sections of our 12 by 12 paper, so these are both 5.5 inches tall, you can overlap them around that spot. It's about, well, on this one it's less than the other one. See, it's different on every sheet, but you can overlap them and you can, see a continuous design on your papers. So you can extend your paper if you are really willing to be experimental. Now on a paper like this, I don't think it works, but let's just give it a try. After all, this paper is retiring. I'm going to cut it to 5.5 inches tall. And then before cutting the next one, I'm going to see if I can do any lining up. And I may not be able to. And if not, this is what I think this is why I brought this one out. If not, just, when you're putting your card together, just forgive yourself. Just say it's okay if they don't perfectly line up. You could put a ribbon there. So let's, for example, here, you don't see the seam on this one, but it's right in this area. Well, maybe you do kind of see the seam because I didn't cut it perfectly. But you could put a ribbon here just for fun, or maybe, I don't know, do some kind of train there too to cover it up. I'm just kidding. But anyways, yes, you can see if any other papers line up really well. Oh, see, that's where it lines up, right about that spot. But then what happens, oh yeah, it doesn't even line up perfectly. It's okay. It's okay. But you can play around with these papers. And if you're okay with papers not lining up perfectly, just get creative on the edges where they meet. This one is the one that we're going to play with today, though. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it at 5.5 inches. And what I did on the first card that I didn't do on my second. So on my second one, you can see here that the lining up is slightly off by like 1/8 of an inch, maybe less. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to check it, and sure enough, we're going to be off by just a fraction of an inch there. So I'm going to trim off just a little bit, just so that I can cut the next piece. So I'm cutting off, oh, it's about a 1/16 of an inch, I should say. Line it up again. That looks pretty darn close, although we're still not quite there. So hang on, let's see. Let's see if our blade is sharp enough to handle this last cut. I hope so, I hope so, I hope so. Oh, we did it. That was a really thin one. There we go. Okay, and so now I can cut this one to 5.5 inches tall as well. All right, so we had to do a little bit of paper surgery. Is that what we're going to call it? Again, it doesn't happen with all papers, but for a couple of them, it does. That gnome paper, this paper. And who wouldn't want to open up a card with all of those presents on it? The kid in all of us, right? So now, at this point, we can go ahead and adhere them together. Actually, you know what? Here was the issue. When I put together my first one, again, which I'll show you in a minute, they overlapped where this fold was. So then what you want to do, and I couldn't write this in the directions too, but you're going to cut off at least, I think it was, and I wrote it down here, yeah, at least 1/2 of an inch from this side here, but you can go all the way up to 1.5 inches on this particular paper. So let's trim off 1 inch. Does that sound good? We'll just go in between the two. There. And save that. That would be great for another card. Now we can overlap them and we can adhere them together. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick down some adhesive here. And you could put a little bit here too, but I just want to play it safe and just have a little bit on there. Line them up without touching them yet. Oh yeah, your grid paper. Use your grid paper. Sorry. Can you guys, yeah, you can see the base here. Actually, I'll use this middle line. So we're going to use the grid paper here and make sure that that's lined up right with the grid lines. And then we'll come in with this and we'll keep it all on that middle line as we flatten it down. Almost there. Is it lined up with the, yep, it's all lined up. Now here, because I didn't adhere it all the way, you can either come in and risk bending your paper, or you can take your multi-purpose liquid glue and run it along there. I like to transfer my glue into these little precision tip bottles just because I think that I get a more accurate placing of my glue. So I'm going to go ahead and squeeze that out. Haven't used it in a couple days. Hang on. Always test your glue bottles before, there we go, before you go live. And we can go right up to the edge this way and we can press it down and hold. And it does not take long for this glue to dry at all. That's really the only time I used it, was right in that spot. Now we have a paper that's super long. So on the measurement sheet, you might have noticed that, and here, we'll just bring it back in here. You might have noticed measurements at the 14-inch mark, the 18.5-inch mark, and you're probably going, what? So now that explains it, right? So we're gonna go ahead and do our scoring. The first score mark is gonna be at, and I'm just gonna use my cheat sheet here, 1.5 inches. And actually that's the second score mark, but you'll see why in a minute. I'm just gonna go with the easy ones first, okay? So 1.5 inches. Paper surgery. You like that, Pam? All right, and then we're gonna go to 5 3/4 inches. Okay, and then we're gonna go to 9 7/8. So we have to extend the arm on our trimmer. We're gonna go to 9 7/8. So far, these are not too difficult of directions, right? 9 7/8. And then we've got 14 inches, thank goodness, on our trimmer. It goes up to and a little bit beyond 17. Oh, can you see that? 17. So that 18th inch mark, I'm going to show you a little trick on that one. So we're going to go to, what did I say, 14? Yes, 14. And a little tip on doing the 18 1/8, because we don't have 18 1/8 on the Stampin' Up! Trimmer. The trick is basically taking this and moving this to the 4 1/8 inch mark. Okay, and the reason why I'm doing that is because all of these sections in here are 4 1/8 inches apart. So I'm just going to bend this here just so I can see it better, and I'm going to bring it right up to that 4 1/8 inch mark, and I'm going to line it up there and shove it up to the top. And then I'm checking my measurements by folding it. This would be better. This is what I did. Sorry. 4 1/8. There we go. There's our 4 1/8 right there. And then we can fold it flat and run that crease through there. And that's going right at the 18 1/8 inch mark. Okay? All right. I love it. You guys chat with each other and you get to know each other. It's so fun. People are talking about the weather in their area. They're talking about how they might know each other or live in the same. I don't know. It's fun. Thank you, Lois. And I'm not sure who else you're chatting. Oh, with Nancy. It's so fun to read. Okay, so now we've got our folds on here. I think we're done with that. So let's start assembling. And it's going to fold like, well, like an accordion. This is, oh, wait, we have one more crease. I forgot. The most special, important crease is the one that's going to allow us to have all of this tucked inside. So if we just do the 1.5 there, what's going to happen is it's going to be difficult to get all that tucked inside without some warping. So we're going to give it a slightly, a little edge here like this. So we're going to do a 1/16 of an inch kind of measurement away from the 1.5 that we did initially. So we had 1.5, but the first measurement I gave you was just under 1.5. And when you see that up close, when I say just under, I'm basically talking about a 1/16 of an inch. So here's our 1.5. Here's our just under. Okay? And we're going to give that a score. And now we can use our bone folder and give everything good creases. Ooh, see, that's going to happen. I'm going to just start throwing things and we're going to lose something. We have 2 creases here, and they're both going to go in this direction. So we'll just start with one, and then we'll check. Okay, the other one is on this side. So we're going to take the bone folder and just kind of press through there to give it a good fold and get it moving, so that when I fold this down in the second spot, let's see here, let's try that again. And you could even take like a piece of cardboard or something. Okay, now we got it in the second spot. Shift it there so it presses down. It's coming. It's hard to fold right next to another fold. That bone folder trick worked yesterday. Okay. Okay. It's because you're live, Rachel. That's why. All right, I think I got him in there. Yes. There we go. So there is our little kind of, I don't know, it's like a seam or a binding on a book now. It's got a curve to it rather than just a crease. All right, and then the rest of the folds, so this is the way the card folds initially, but these have to fold inwards. So we're going to take the next crease and we're going to bring it this way. Always checking to make sure that your edges, your top and your bottom edges, line up with the layer behind. And then we need to go this way. And again, lining everything up, giving it a good crease. And then this one we already put in there when we were measuring on our trimmer. We'll just emphasize it. And then this one comes back onto itself. And if you look here, you can see that those little sections, being 4 1/8 inch long instead of 4 1/4, give us that ability to tuck everything within. You do have, I mean, you have a little wiggle room, but who wants to do 1/16 of an inch on everything, right? So here we go. Let's take and assemble with our big piece first. So this is the biggest of the whites. Yep. And we're going to add this layer to the, oh, and before we add this layer, sorry. Nope, this one's going to go on the inside now because we have to first do our little scene. First do your scene. So let's add this to the front of the black, and you'll see why in just a second. This is now going to go on to that Poppy Parade layer. Remember, we have 2 that are the same size, so I just went to the second one because I messed up the first one already. We're going to go here. And then we have our train. And our train isn't going to completely fit, oops, sorry, on the front of our card, okay? But we want to see our fun little caboose, and this is going to go onto the inside. So we're going to take our dimensionals. Come on out of here, dimensionals, and we're going to add a couple dimensionals right here on this half of the train. So we'll peel off the backings and we'll line it up so that this little toot horn part, whatever, that part, smokestack, I don't know, of the train is coming off the edge so that our wheels are still high enough in so we see some green along the bottom. So there's our little piece down there that we can still see. Everything looks nice and straight. Then we can take and flip it over, hold these 2 papers together, get it in here and snip. And snip it straight And then here, we don't want to snip, well, we can snip straight. Let's snip straight anyways, just because it has to line up straight on the other side. But then this little guy here, we're just going to trim it right off as if it's disappeared. All right, so there's part of the engine. And then this one we can put on with dimensionals. We'll stick them on the tires, the wheels, the tires of the train. Oh, it's been too long since I've talked about trains, I guess. Okay, and then we're going to tuck this piece under. We're going to line up this part of the base of the trains together because that gives us the same amount of green on the bottom. Like that. There's that. And then we've got our ho, ho, ho that we want to put on the front. So we can do that now. And that's going to sit kind of right in this spot. We've also got a couple of puffy smoke pieces coming out that do not have any words on them. And we'll stick that one right about here. And then we have I think this is the tiniest one. The tiniest one we're going to do with, ta-da, mini dimensionals. Mini dimensionals are awesome. Now you can cut down your other ones and make them tiny enough, but it's nice to sometimes just grab and go. So that one will go here like that. And so where are those coming from? Well, they're coming from this part of the train, which is now going to be wrapped and shown on the inside of the card. And I'm way too close still, so we're going to move back. Okay, so next we'll take this piece because this piece, see how we cut it off at the Poppy Parade edge here? We're going to do the same thing with the inside piece here. So that's going to get stuck here and it's going to get stuck flat. So we're just putting a line of seal adhesive there, and either way it doesn't matter, but I think this way I won't stick it down onto my grid paper if I can hold that side up. But you see what I'm doing here? I'm lining these two cardstock pieces up, and then I'm just going to take and connect where it would sit. Okay, so there's where that goes. Now we can go ahead and put the rest of the adhesive on the back side of that, and we're going to add that to this white layer and the other piece on the other side of it. The sun just like peeked out of the clouds. It got brighter in my room all of a sudden. Did you guys notice that? All right, so you put together the front and back of this first. I know it seems weird, but that's what you do. Now we're going to attach this. So making sure that I've got that folded flat here, we're going to add adhesive. And I'm going to add adhesive right to this edge again. And if you're feeling confident enough, you can do it on the other one too, but let's just put this all flat here. I think I'm going to use my seal or my multi-purpose glue again and tuck it in there. Okay, so this is going to get stuck down like this, right onto the top of the whole stack. And because I've only stuck down one side, I can take and peel this back a bit, grab this glue again, and just bring it right under to seal it up. Okay, and we'll just stick that down. Okay, then when you open it up, there's your little train engine. We're going to put this piece on the inside. And that goes right across here, maybe up a little higher. And then this one will stick on. You could do that with a glue dot or with seal or with your multi-purpose liquid glue because it looks like I'm not having luck with the seal. We'll just do that and stick that down here. Now we have to finish this side. This side is going to have a pocket. Now on my first card, I didn't have a pocket. I just stuck everything down like that. But on this one, we want to form a pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and add the Poppy Parade cardstock to the right side of this layer. And then because I love making pockets with tear and tape adhesive, I'm going to bring the tear and tape adhesive in and our gift card, because I think it helps to make your gift card holder with a gift card. So I'm going to stick this tape down just where the gift card stops, like that. I'm going to peel this up, take the release paper off, and then I'm going to put a little bit more down. Actually, I think I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to put a little bit more down just to keep it in a pocket shape, and I have to bring this down a bit because on the finished card, it is, you know, there's a little bit of a reveal there, so we're just kind of encasing our gift card. There. We'll peel the backings off. You could use your take your pick tool to do this if you want. And then we need adhesive on the this part here, and maybe on the outer edges. So I'm just going to come and reinforce, needing adhesive there. Now I already knew about how far away to go, but you might need to measure. It's about 3/4 of an inch, maybe less. And now I can just tuck this in and stick it down. And there's our gift card holder. Pretty darn cool. We have one last thing to add, and that's on the front of our card with the iridescent pearl basic jewel rhinestones. So here's that take your pick tool. It has a little pokey end, so it helps to release the paper on the back side of adhesive, dimensionals, tear and tape. Let's just grab a few of these. We're going to do a little one, oopsie, up in here. Oh. Oh, it got off my sticky thing. We'll do another one, push, lift, and add. And then we'll do another small one right about here. And yes, I do constantly look over at my finished card because I like to make them the same, so that when you see them on my website, you can say, oh yeah, those are the cards she made. Instead of, oh, where's the one that she did when she was live? Because I don't have the, yeah, anyways. I don't have the time to photograph that and add that quickly to the blog. So we just have to make them the same, kind of boring. Sorry about that. All right, so here's that finished card. And when it's opened up, it looks like this, as we know. Zoom out a bit. I'm glad you guys like this idea. It's just one of those cards that wows you when it's open, you know? I mean, just kind of fun to have that extra few panels. This is the other one that I made. And this is the one where I used the blends markers. Oh, I forgot to mention, I think I also used the petal pink in through here. Sorry about that. So on the face of the Santa, I used the two neutral colors, the 600 and 800 that I was telling you about. Poppy Parade through here, Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, and then I added Mint Macaron on his little mittens there. The inside of that card does not have a gift card holder, but it has the same look on the rest of it. Okay. Fun, 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 fun. So again, tomorrow the last chance discounted products go live. The last chance list is live. You can access that. You can see what's getting retired. But, and again, just visit my blog so that you can scroll down and get to the promotional things on any blog post. And then some other things that are happening. Tomorrow, the clearance rack will get refreshed too. So if you love a good deal, you'll definitely want to shop tomorrow. The clearance rack refresh is happening where they're going to add some products that have retired already, but that they had surplus of, so they're bringing back in. And so check that out. The, thanks, Nancy. The, what else did I want to mention? Oh, demonstrators. If you're a demonstrator, woohoo for you, because we have that new mini catalog that's in our hands, or that's coming in our hands. I just got the one that came in the mail. I just got that a few days back. And so you'll want to make your little wish list, because you can do your pre-order starting tomorrow, and your pre-earn, because we can't necessarily buy these, but we can earn them. So our celebration gets to start tomorrow. If you want in on that, you're jealous of what we're talking about right now as demonstrators, you can get the starter kit. If you wait till tomorrow to get the starter kit, you can add pre-order items to your starter kit and become a discount shopper or have fun making money at it or whatever you'd like to do. So those are the new ones that are coming around the corner. I think I added everything in there that I needed to talk about. Let's do prizes. Prizes time. Yay, yay, yay. So we had some prize winners from the last live. And you had plenty of time to comment on it. These are the after live comments or the live and after live on Facebook. So I'm going to go to our YouTube winner first and pull that up on the computer. And if your name is being brought up, make sure that you reach out to me at stampyourartout@comcast.net so that I can, discount codes to use when we add to the cart and the price just shows up. The price should just show up, Sue. So I answer that for you, Tricia. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Email me if you're a winner, because I don't have ways of reaching out to you that are quite easy. I mean, I'd have to hire an investigative, detective or something like that. There are names that never, that I pick for prizes and the prizes go unclaimed. In fact, I will read some of them off for you today. So our winner on YouTube not last week, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, is Mert D. Congratulations to you, and thanks for your sweet comment. So you are the winner from YouTube, and then from Facebook we have Cliffy Todd Wilson. So you won on Facebook. So make sure that if you are one of those two people that you reach out. And so what were the prizes that we had? Let me grab those. For our past winners, for Cliffy and for Mert, I'm going to bring those into, I got to first grab my cheat sheet here. Hang on. Make sure I'm saying the right things. Okay, so for those people, we had note cards and, no, that was wrong. We had the fitting florets stuff. Fitting florets, woohoo! So now I'm going to bring you down to my desktop again. So for the two winners that we just had, you either get a pack of the Fitting Florets DSP, which I will cut to fit into a mailing envelope, or you will get the unopened package of gold adhesive back swirls and an unopened roll of gold shimmer ribbon. Okay, so those are the prize choices for you too. Then for past prize winners, we have some things that are still sitting around. The kerchief card kit and a pack of note cards. My winners were Connie Hoffman and Kathy Elhert. Reach out to me soon or your names are going to get erased from my list. And then we also had 3 other names of people who still have not claimed their tutorial prize. And they are Sharon Stampka, Shirley Eckenrode, and Jenny Van Westrop. All right. For this week, we have lots of these pearls. So if you're a prize winner and Tricia calls off your name today, we get a pack of pearls, and I have 4 winning pearl packs ready to go for next week and this week. And then you also get a half pack of the new By the Bay designer paper. Check this pretty stuff out. This is going to be in the new mini catalog. Is this gorgeous? By the Bay designer paper. It's so pretty. So you get a half a pack of that and a pack of the iridescent pearls if you are a winner. So did Tricia call out the names? I'm going to peek through and I'm going to put my email back up there just in case. And maybe she'll, oh, you know what? I'm just going to have to keep scrolling. Because sometimes our timing's different. I don't see any comment where she pulled up the winners. So we'll just wait for her to call them out, hopefully. Anyways, on that, oh, there they are. Thanks, Tricia. So the winners today are, and we're just going to move that for a second so you can see, Jill Merryday and Stemplework by Sandra. Congratulations to you two. Yay! Did you see how I did that, you guys? I was trying to remember how to do my technology where you know. Anyways, I did it. I'm so excited. Whenever I do something technologically new, yeah, kind of give myself a pat on the back. Next week, I will be live with you with a new project idea. I hope that you come back and join me at 11 a.m. Central Time on Wednesday, December 7th. Craziness, but yes, we will be into December soon. On that note, I will let you all go. Prize winners, reach out to me. Thank you again for joining me. It means a lot. It's fun to craft together with other people. And on that note, I'm going to let you go. Thanks, everyone. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.